Hello, welcome to the Mediabox. I'm joined by Dušan Raičević, who is the president of the Network of Associations of Local Authorities. And then I also have Alberto Castellanos Maduell, who is the president of AER. Thank you both so much for joining me at the Mediabox today. So we're going to talk about the fact that the EU is currently in an enlargement wave. Tell us why this is important for all levels of government to be involved in this process, and what are the challenges that countries face when it comes to accession to the EU?
First and most important is to know that we are actually speaking about the enlargement process that is tangible, and it seems that after many years of just talking, we are approaching to the point where some of the countries actually are making some progress and are about to be the future member states of European Union. But the challenges still remains the same, since the more than 70% of the EU legislation are going to be implemented at the local level. But so far, none of the progress was made in terms of the involvement of the local and regional authorities in terms of the negotiation process. It's still remained at the national level, but that's why NALAS is trying and pushing the knowledge center that we are having in order for members to actually take everything that is able from the knowledge center to be more accurate. And also NALAS is doing the great part of promoting dialogue between the national government and the local and regional authorities in order for countries to be more successful at the end of the day, and to actually be in a position to fulfill all the requirements that are in front of us. That's why we are promoting and still trying to actually do everything that we can from the part of NALAS to build the capacities within the local authorities and to provide the financial means that are of a great importance for the countries actually to make the progress and to be recognized as the future member states.
And Albert, what would you say the challenges are facing countries when it comes to accession to the EU?
Well, basically, we think that the region should play a very important role, because at the end, from at the regional level, is the level that they know, or they have a better understanding of the needs of many citizens. We have to take into account that many candidate member states have a very heterogeneous reality. Urban realities are very different from the urban one, and you can tell that, for example, for the result of many elections, for example, European. And then the regional approach is much more efficient, let's say, or at least has a more specific understanding of the needs of the citizens. Then I think that there's, in general terms, I would say that there's a higher level of trust in general and in regional authorities, and that can be very helpful as well in the time to shape the perceptions of the citizens about the EU institutions. So regional governments might help much more than they have done so far. And then on top of the fact that mentioned my colleague about the 7% of the implementation of EU legislation was regionally based, I would say that applying multi-level governance requires also a transparent and democratically accountable decision-making process. And at the end, I mean, taking into account the regions is a very good way to guarantee and ensure that they have like a stronger and more consistent democracies.
Mm-hmm. And how can NALAS support this process of EU accession, Dušan?
Well, it's all about the expectations of the people at the end of the day. So NALAS is promoting the European values and trying to bridge the gap between EU and the countries that are in the process of negotiation. And at the end of the day, yes, we are trying to properly communicate with our members about the values that the future member states are going to receive from the status of being the country of the European Union. Right now we are facing one of the, let's say, challenges, because in some of the countries they're negotiating and are close to close some of the chapters. More than 75% of the people within the countries still believe that the future of their country is within European Union. So yes, there is a role of NALAS, how to promote and how to properly communicate, and at the end of the day to meet the expectations of the citizens that are going to expect immediate change after the country is becoming the EU member state. So yes, we can do that by the peer exchange we are promoting, and we are trying to push that exchange of the good practices between the countries, negotiating together with the EU member states in order for us to be more successful, to let's say, bridge some of the challenges that some of the countries were facing in the past, and at the end of the day, yes, to be more successful tomorrow, learning from the experience of the countries like Croatia, Romania, Bulgaria, not to make those mistakes like they were doing, and to be more successful in the future.
And Albert, how do you see the AER supporting and aiding in this process?
Well, it's 40 years that we are doing pretty much the same in the sense of representing or raising the voice of the regions from the member states and the candidate member states. No? So at the end, we also think that we are a unique platform to create this bridge that was mentioned, no? Between the EU and the enlargement countries. No? Because basically we are a network which is not only regional but is pan-European as well. So since we are working in grounded projects with a very practical approach, is a very good way to ensure a better understanding of the needs of the partners, and then probably we are able to create faster mutual understanding through these projects. No? To give you an example of the kind of project we are doing, we are celebrating every year the Black Sea Summit, for example. The Black Sea Summit is a gathering of our member regions that basically they share the common challenge they have. No? The last edition was celebrated in Batumi, in the region of Ajara, Georgia, but we had our members from Turkey, from Ukraine, from Romania, that they had a space and a scenario to share common goals and to develop a common project, no? Which is, I think, very important and feel closer to the European institutions at the end.
Well, AER, as you mentioned, is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. What do you see the future of local democracy? What do you see it looking like? And how does the AER, how is it going to help shape the future of local democracy?
Well, I think AER has an important contribution to make, which is basically this practical approach through projects, no? That could be at some point EU funded or own projects that we are developing from the Assembly. I think that are very good ways of, I would say, soft diplomacy in order to reinforce the capacities of the local and regional authorities mainly, which is, as I said before, a very good way at the end to create more consistent democracies, which is a thing that the EU institutions are very interested about. So I think our role could be a very important role in order to strengthen the capacities of the regional authorities of the candidate member states.
Dušan and Albert, thank you so much for joining me at the Mediabox today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.